again today. This trip, I just picked it up and it's going to Syracuse, New York, and I got the moffett on the back of a tandem axle trailer, delivering, I guess, gravestones is what it sounds like. If you've been following my videos, the last video, my turbo blew up and it was towed 16 kilometers to the truck repair shop, and it sat there for over a week because I got the turbo, I got a new power divider, rear bunk AC lines replaced, an airbag on the bunk replaced. What else? New cold air or charge air cooler. What we got for the construction here? Alright, we're all right. So I've been getting a little bit of wear on my front steer tires. They're wearing on the outside, they're cupping just a little bit, so I got the tires flipped on the rims. But now they're kind of out of balance, and every once in a while my steering wheel shakes. The horn, anytime you press it, it kind of pulls out of these little grooves here and it pops off, so I just disconnected it. I'll put it back on some other time. But so I still have a shake. It's a different shake. I think there's still a little bit of a rear end shake, and I'm wondering if that's just the tires now or something like that. But again, it comes and goes, and I'm still trying to diagnose that. As far as the injector shake is concerned, we put on a new fuel pump, and it seems to have a little bit more fuel pressure. Apparently these MXS engines are supposed to run around 95 psi, around 1500. I'm getting up to about 90, so it could be the gauge, because that gauge has been sat out there for months. It's not supposed to be out in the weather all the time, but that's just the way it is. So it could be the gauge going wrong, it could be the pressure regulator, even though that was changed back in February. So we'll see how that does. I need to turn on Highway 6, and I believe it's this road. I've been having issues with my fuel gauge, where it gets down to about a quarter tank or so, and sometimes it'll just lose connection or something and go to zero, and it'll stay at zero until I fill up the tank, and it comes back down to about 3/4 of a tank, and then it starts working fine again. So ordered a new fuel sending unit for it, and turns out it's the wrong one, so I have no fuel gauge right now. So I fueled up before I left, and I can usually go 12, 14, maybe 1600 kilometers per tank when I'm pulling heavy, before I have to fuel up. We'll wait for this guy, because he's, oh no, we got this. So between the new turbo and the new fuel pump, I'm getting a little bit more black smoke on acceleration. And this is the first time I'm loaded, only like 80,000 pounds. since the work has been done. So I don't know if the injector thing is sorted out yet or not. It'll take a few days of loaded runs to figure out. But if you listen, my exhaust isn't quite as loud. Behind that is I got pulled into the MTO scales, and he looked at my truck, he looked underneath, he said, where's the muffler? And then he asked, where's the heat shield? So I got a warning for the exhaust and heat shields. And the heat shields, they are ordered, but I was able to get a little exhaust muffler put in underneath the truck. So no more straight pipes for the moment, I guess. I mean, it still sounds all right, but it's not quite the same. I don't have quite the same rasp anymore. If you can hear, there's a little bit of a grinding noise in the front end. Could be the transmission when I'm off the throttle. It was really bad, and then I got the shift tower bushings replaced, and that cleared it up a bunch, but it's still kind of there. After the shift tower bushings, I thought it was the front brakes, because I knew the front brakes were getting pretty low, but they have been replaced, and it's still doing it. It's not doing it right now, but at some point I might have to figure out what's going on with that. My voice is a little bit different right now because what was it, 4 days ago I was knocked out with a cold. I had a negative COVID test, but now I'm just dealing with the residual kind of runny nose and occasional cough. And it's going to be like that for weeks. It's kind of lucky it happened when I was off work, when the truck was in the shop, because I was knocked out cold for a day. Yeah. Anyways, we'll continue on this journey and see how it goes. We're actually going to be climbing the hill up ahead, and I want to see how much boost on max throttle I get with the new turbo. The old one I could get on a good day about 42 psi, so we'll see what this one does. Just full throttle. 1450 RPM, and it's about 38-39 psi, which is, yeah, that's about where it sat before. But if we get up to 1700 RPM, we get a little bit more boost. We're at, that's about 42, so yeah, it is the same turbo, but the old one hasn't really lost performance over the years, so that's good. Although my temps are staying down, my exhaust temps are staying down a little bit lower than they used to be. I'm still going to run the fan though. 5 kilometers away from the border, and I'm assuming my paperwork hasn't cleared yet. So we're gonna hang out at this Flying J here for a bit. I mean, it's only 10:15, but I'll probably grab some lunch. I've never crossed the border with a moffett on the trailer before. My dispatch hasn't filled out an ACE with a moffett on the trailer before either, so I'm sure there's some sort of process we have to go through to deal with that. It might just be an extra form, like an Instruments of International Trade form or something like that, but we'll get ourselves all organized here and see how it goes. Sometimes the seatbelt likes to not retract properly. I think this is getting gummed up. Anyways, there's lots of room here, so we're just gonna take a quick, easy pull through and see where we stand. Cool. Okay, we're back a couple hours later. I had food, still wasn't clear. Went and had a shower, and it just cleared right now. I didn't get a chance to put everything back together in the bunk, because when they did the AC lines, they had to take the whole sleeper out, like the mattress, and get underneath there. So that's a job for later today if I get time, but for now, we are going to the border and hoping everything is okay crossing. So we have this lane here saying trucks to USA. So the fact that there's chatter on the radio, yeah, bridge is backed up. Okay. So the lineup on the bridge is full, but are we being sent to secondary, or I guess secondary staging, I should say. Nope, lights are off, so we're just getting in line here. Okay, cool. That saves us about an hour. I'm gonna lose the camera for this part. So this is overflow parking. If the lights back there were flashing, then you have to pull in here, and they pull in all the trucks in a line and then start the next line and then start the next line, and when there's space on the bridge they pull one line in at a time, and that's usually pretty full. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually open that up pretty soon, because this is a pretty good lineup here. But it gives our paperwork to clear a little bit more, because technically you're not supposed to cross the border until an hour after your paperwork is cleared, and mine cleared about 20 minutes ago. It's just so when it goes through the customs broker's system as clear, it takes a bit sometimes to clear at the booth itself for their computers to catch up and kind of register it. At least that's my understanding of it. So we'll see. But we can start the clock. It is 5 minutes to 12 and see how long this lineup takes. $12:15. We're one truck away from the booth. Almost there. And we're through. There's a story of how I was arrested at that border a few years ago, but that's a story for another video. Anyways, he didn't say anything about the moffett on the back, which is kind of nice. And now we're running into a little bit of rain. I was thinking about if there was enough time, if I still was waiting for the border, that I would get the truck washed at the Flying J back there, but I'm kind of glad I didn't. But I measured this moffett to be 13'1" sitting on the trailer where it is. It's still going to be kind of weary going under some of these bridges, because I know the first company I worked for, there was a driver that had particle board I-beams, and they were stacked way up 13.6. I think it was like 7 layers of the stuff, and the last layer, yeah, look at these beams. They're right at like 13.6. But this guy, he had I don't know what else is there. Okay. He had the beams on his trailer, and when you put the last beam on, if you're up there with the measuring tape and you measure it, it'll say it can read 13.6, but then as the suspension levels, you're actually a little bit higher. I had a load do that the one time years ago. I measured it 13.6 and then checked it again down the road, and it was 13.8, which is technically over height in the States. But this guy must have been a few inches more than that, because as he was going under one of these bridges in Buffalo, the highest package clipped the bridge, and it sent it like shattering all over the highway and cut a bunch of his straps. And I was told to stop and pick up a bunch of straps for him and bring him across the border so he could restrap the load. But it was going to be like 3 hours after the incident by the time I showed up, and I'm sure he figured out some other way to strap down the remaining parts of the load, because he was all cleaned up and out of there by the time I showed up with the straps. So I never saw how bad it actually was, or even which bridge it was. Come on, buddy. I just know it was one of these bridges on I-190? It's been a while since I've been here. So yeah, I'm just hoping the moffett doesn't do that. I mean, 13.1, there's lots of wiggle room to 13.6 and above. But it's still a little weary sometimes. The old Silverado's leaning a touch. Seen better days. Last exit before the toll. So we're heading on to I-90, which is technically a toll road. I think it's I-475 through New York and Pennsylvania, or the PA Turnpike or something. That's per mile the most expensive toll road in America, if not the world. Yeah, we gotta deal with this. Come on, buddy. Your lane continues. No, it doesn't. Never mind. I don't know the toll rates. I don't pay these tolls. But I hear I-90 through New York is also one of the more expensive ones. Not the most expensive, but it's up there. Look at this. In the Hammer lane going through the tolls. Doink, doink. Quickly pop in this rest area here, service center, and figure out where we're actually going, because I know it's Syracuse area, but it's kind of in the middle of everywhere, as in like a subdivision. Is that a spot? Can we take it? Is he gonna pull forward? Okay. Whatever, we'll attempt this spot. I'm not good at tandem axle trailers yet. So let's see if we can actually keep this one in our spot, because these are tight. At least at the back. Best not run into him. Or this. Actually, I think that's a cop. So it's definitely best not to run into him. It's totally a cop. Man. Should probably be doing one of these too. Get over that yellow line at least. Whatever, we're here temporarily. It's in there. Okay. Our best option. It's a bridge over the tracks. This is a fairly large intersection. Looks truck friendly. Let's check for signage. Giant no truck sign. Alright. But I think this is the road we want. And we're coming in from this road. What does that sign say? And give us something over here. No pedestrians, bicycles, or horses. Don't say nothing about trucks. Okay, so we gotta come in off this road. That gets off the highway there. assuming they're going to mention nothing about trucks not being on this road, because that's a main highway. Look at all this mess. Okay, so if we get off at, what exit is you? 38? Exit 38, and then take John Glenn Boulevard, and then up to, yeah, should be no problemo. Just make sure this last intersection we're not screwing anything up here either. No truck signs. Awesome. Okay, so that is how we're getting there. Be nice if I could park. I could probably park on the shoulder there and figure out where they want me, because I'm assuming I'm backing into the place to deliver. So I can probably either park in the middle here and then back in, or park on this shoulder. I'm thinking the shoulder might be best. Okay, we can make that work. Alright, cool. So exit 38 and follow the roads. Sign for exit 38, which should be our exit. Okay, yeah. They did actually make a spot for us to merge over to the exit. Always worried because the eastbound lanes here are all torn up, so sometimes they'll close exits. But I think because it's the throughway, there's so few exits to begin with that they aren't closing any, which is nice. Oh, wow. That is not a great merge. What do we have here? 2 left turn lanes, okay. You sure you want to be in that lane, bud? Well, this will be interesting. Nope. Through first, because he picked the wrong lane to be in. After the work on the AC. Come on, make the turn. My fan is staying on much longer because the AC is running. Still on. It's not supposed to be on that long when we're traveling. I'll have to get that looked into. Believe this is the intersection. Where's the street sign? Yeah, John Glenn Boulevard. Cool. No turn on red for some reason. Traffic's probably flying up there pretty quick. That's probably why. Okay. There we go. Trailer likes to pull backwards in corners, so I missed my gear. So we drove through a storm, then it cleared up, and I'm looking at the wind. I'm thinking it's hot on our heels. Oh, and I gotta be on the moffett for this unload. Gross. I can even hear it, let alone feel it, but there's a shake going on. I don't like that. Because if I disconnect the engine, it goes away, but that wouldn't be injector, no. Don't think so. Well, we'll be nice to people. Yeah, this is ominous. The storm is right on our heels and blowing us. Nice tailwind. Is that all dust or rain? No, that's wet. That's rain. This is where we're delivering. So we'll see how this goes, what they want to do. I'm blocking the view for this guy, but hopefully I'm here only temporarily. Anyways. If only I was like 5 minutes or something earlier. Man. Alright. Let's get wet. Woo! Okay. So our guy kind of lucked out. The rain pass by fairly quickly, and this is just the tail end now. I'm just waiting for a break in traffic because I'm going to swing out and then back into the place, so it's easier to get out at the end of the day. Normally it would be nice for the guy in there to be you know, watching for traffic, but I don't think he wants to get wet. And he took a phone call. I mean, I'm kind of in a hurry, so we're just gonna get this done. The car, how far back? He's good, okay. Don't want to be over their lawn too much, especially right now. How do you back up one of these trailers? Only one. Stay on the driveway. I think I'm on the driveway. I am not on the driveway. I cannot see. Okay. Clear the mirrors. They want to brake in traffic, and then we can straighten ourselves up again. Let's clear there, wait for these two guys. I don't care if anyone's going to turn right around that corner. We're going to pull ahead and just reposition here. We're not mucking up the lawn. So I got to get the machine on both sides of this load. So I got to angle it a bit. And the driver's side has to be first because that's the way the moffett is. So he might have to move his car, but let's see if we can unload from here. Oh man, a little sweaty, but we're done. Super nice customer. Tipped me 20 bucks. It's under here somewhere, right here. Actually, I gotta... Oh, I need all these lanes. And I also need to record my mileage before I forget, because I didn't record border crossing, and I gotta write that down. Good enough. Let's make this happen in second gear. All right, stay clear. So I don't want to clip his mailbox. There we go. minutes left on my book, and it takes about, well, Google said 2 hours 10 minutes to get home. We'll see how close that is, but yeah, I'm gonna be down to the minute trying to get home. Might have to stop short, who knows, we'll see. But anyways, I'm just gonna keep booking through here.